Idea hunter. Have you ever noticed how some people, they seem to constantly stumble just on the right idea at the right moment? iPad, online search engine, or online bookstore. Or, some people, they have all the luck picking just the right stocks. These people, successful people, they set themselves apart. But how do they do it? They do it with ideas. We live in America. We don't make our wealth off of agriculture. We don't make our wealth off of manufacturing. We make our wealth off of information, knowledge. I see a connection between new ideas and being successful. Do you see it? Now, many people, they try to close their eyes and look at the wall and try to come up with great ideas, revolutionary ideas, million-dollar ideas. But, in fact, some of the most successful people, they were not idea makers. They were idea hunters. They were idea miners. So, where does one get a good idea? Well, 2 heads are better than 1, and then 10 heads are better than 2. So this is a part of the idea that was brought forth by Napoleon Hill and his mastermind principle, when he wrote about in his 1937 in his book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, this has been one of the most pioneering books on business, and it's sold millions and millions of copies since 1937. It is, in this, I'm going to show a quick clip, and he also, in this clip, he touched on imagination and how to come up with ideas. Let's take a look now.
There is synthetic imagination, which consists of organizing and putting together of recognized ideas, concepts, and facts arranged in a new combination. Very seldom does anyone create an idea or anything else absolutely new.
Now, another similar idea was brainstorming. Now, which puzzled me is that when I lived in China, the Asian culture, they didn't know what that concept meant. Matter of fact, to them, the word brainstorming meant total confusion of thoughts. So this concept of brainstorming never caught on to the Asian cultures. And I'll tell you why. It's because it requires you to be strong, extrovert, and an outgoing personality. It requires you to be open to criticism, which in their culture was frowned upon. So later on I found out that brainstorming is not really a word per se, but it's more so a concept. And this concept was invented by Alex Osborne in 1947. This is 10 years later after that. Now, these two ideas, brainstorming and masterminding, are excellent ideas in theory, but they do have a major flaw: people. They involve the cooperation of people. Now, idea hunting is totally different because it involves paying very close attention to the world. You see, ideas are floating everywhere and freely and about. And I'm going to talk about some of the most famous idea hunters in history so you can see. But first I want to talk about how it works, and I want to talk about why it works. Now, you see, more precious than diamonds or gold is a great idea. They're all around us, but the problem is that they have to be cultivated. I was in a bookstore yesterday and I came across a book, The 100 Best Books of All Time. Now, I looked at this book and I was very interested in the criteria, because when I looked around in the business section, they had over 100,000 books on the topic of business. And later on I went online to Amazon and did a search. They had 2,179,000 titles. Now, how do you choose 100 books out of 2 million? Well, I turned to the third page and then it was there in black and white. It was very clear. It said that the book must bring forth an original idea. Wow. Now, this was powerful because, well, I know how important original ideas are. Now, the question is, where do these ideas come from? Well, they're all around us. Like energy, it's like an idea cannot be created or destroyed. So many ideas, they come not so much from creation, but they come from observation. You need to be a Sherlock Holmes of ideas. As Jack Welch once said, he said, someone, somewhere, has a better idea. Now, midway through writing this, I wanted to use the word idea hunter. It sounds strong. And this was brought forth in the book that I read long ago. But as I researched a little bit further, hunter, as per Webster, is one that searches for something. But I feel to be a true genius, you need not only to search for an idea, but I think a more fitting word would be to extract an idea. So I'm going to use mining. Mining is defined as extracting something valuable from something else. This is mining. Idea mining. Now, for idea mining, let me finish up by touching on 3 big principles, I feel. The first principle of idea mining is you got to be open and non-judgmental of the source. Now, this is important, and this is one of the reasons why masterminding and brainstorming, they sometimes fail. Now, the Japanese, they create a concept called kaizen, or in Chinese, it's gaishan. Now, the part of the concept, it was the participation of workers in the improvement, and also cultivating human resources, thus creating a flow for ideas. Ideas. So, the CEO of the company, no, he wasn't going to work on the top floor with the top executives. No, he's going to sit in an open cubicle near the workers that are closest to the product. Now, these are sometimes viewed as the lowest ranking people in the company, but guess what? They come up with the greatest ideas because they're closest to the product. So their experience is a lot richer. So this is a very important concept. Now, diamond mine, if you look around, there are many of those in different countries, but on the outside, it seems like it's not a place that's valuable. But you know what? You must dig deeper and you must dig further. Principle number 2. Ideas are like diamonds. Once you extract them, they look unattractive, they look rough, they look uncut. So, a diamond, or an idea, it must be polished before implementing. Principle number 3. You need to find new ideas. You need to look in uncommon places. Don't be like the gold rush in the 18th century where they rush off to California to find. You don't follow the crowd. Group mentality will destroy any possibility for creative thinking. When you think for ideas, allow your mind to wander. Go out for a walk. Work one day from a coffee shop in a busy mall. Or don't do the same thing each week and try new events. If you normally go to the movies, change it up. Go to the ballet or go to a play. You're going to be amazed how new things will stimulate ideas in you. Now, you may say to yourself that, well, ballet has nothing to do with what I do, or oh, how's a walk in the park going to help me change anything? I'm going to actually give you an example. Stéphane Ternier is a French doctor. Took a trip to the Paris Zoo one weekend. One of the exhibits, he noticed an incubator box for chickens. Now, spiking his curiosity, he went over and spoke with a poultry raiser, and he hired them to build an incubator box for the premature newborns at his hospital. So Ternier was the first to conduct research proving how to reduce mortality rates in the hospitals. So one simple weekend trip to the zoo in 1870 launched what saved millions of premature babies' lives today. The incubator. So ideas are out there. You just need to keep an open mind and you get an unbiased look.